Pain changes everyone. The real question is, what is it changing you into? Some people become bitter, closed off, angry, emotionally hard. Others become wiser, stronger, more grounded, more compassionate. Same pain, different outcome. And honestly, this is why suffering feels so confusing sometimes. Because while pain hurts deeply, it can also transform people deeply. James 1:12 says something powerful. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life. Notice that carefully. Perseveres under trial. That means trials are not automatically proof God abandoned you. Sometimes they are the environment where growth is happening most intensely. But here's the difficult part. Growth through pain rarely feels like growth while you're inside it. It feels exhausting, confusing, lonely, slow. That's why many people quit emotionally before realizing how much transformation was already happening beneath the surface. Stay with me, because today I'm going to show you 7 signs you're actually growing through pain. And the final sign is the one most people overlook completely. Number 1, you respond differently to things that once controlled you. This is one of the clearest signs. Things that once destroyed your peace completely no longer shake you the same way. Not because life became easier, because pain matured you. The criticism that once consumed your thoughts for days now loses power faster. The rejection that once shattered your identity no longer defines your worth. The pressure that once overwhelmed you completely now reveals strength you didn't know you had. Why? Because suffering changed your emotional foundation. Romans 5:3-4 says, suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Produces, meaning something is being built. And honestly, many people only recognize growth after noticing they handle storms differently now. Not perfectly, differently. You still feel pain, but pain no longer controls you the same way. That matters deeply, because healing is not becoming emotionless. Healing is becoming emotionally stronger without losing your heart. But growth through pain always goes deeper. Number 2, you've become more honest with yourself. Pain destroys illusion, especially the illusion that everything is fine when it isn't. Difficult seasons force people to confront things they once avoided. Their fears, their wounds, their insecurities, their unhealthy patterns. And honestly, this process can feel brutal because self-awareness hurts before it heals. But here's what most people miss. What stays hidden cannot fully heal. That's why painful seasons often expose things buried for years. Pride, people-pleasing, emotional dependence, fear of rejection, need for control. Psalm 139:23 says, "Search me, God, and know my heart." That prayer requires honesty. And honestly, some people spend years distracting themselves from internal pain. But suffering slows life down enough to force reflection. And reflection creates awareness. Awareness becomes the beginning of transformation. That's why growing through pain often makes people more emotionally mature. Not because suffering feels good, because it removes denial. But now we reach another powerful sign. Number 3, you crave peace more than attention. This changes people deeply. Before pain, many people chase validation constantly, approval, recognition, acceptance, attention. But painful seasons often reveal how exhausting that lifestyle truly is. And eventually, peace becomes more valuable than applause. You stop needing everyone to understand you. Stop explaining yourself constantly. Stop chasing environments that drain your spirit. Why? Because pain taught you what truly matters. Proverbs 14:30 says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body. Peace gives life." And honestly, some of you became spiritually wiser after discovering how temporary human validation really is. People praise you one day, ignore you the next, but peace rooted in God remains stable. That realization changes priorities. You protect your energy differently now. Protect your spirit differently. Protect your time differently. Not because you became cold, because suffering taught you the value of inner peace. But growth through pain also transforms relationships. Number 4, you've become more compassionate toward others. This is one of the most beautiful signs. Pain softened you instead of hardening you. You understand struggles more deeply now. Judge people less quickly. Listen differently. Care differently. Why? Because suffering gave you empathy. 2 Corinthians 1:4 says God comforts us so that we can comfort those in any trouble. That means pain can create compassion. And honestly, some of the gentlest people carry the deepest scars because suffering humbled them. They know what heartbreak feels like, what loneliness feels like, what failure feels like. And that understanding changes how they treat others. Here's what most people miss. Pain can either create bitterness or compassion. Growing people choose compassion, not because they enjoyed suffering, because they refuse to let suffering turn them cruel. And honestly, the strongest souls are often not the loudest people. They are the people who survived pain without losing kindness completely. That's real strength. But now we reach a deeper sign. Number 5, you've stopped depending entirely on temporary things. This one changes everything spiritually. Pain often exposes false foundations. The illusion that money guarantees peace, that relationships guarantee security, that success guarantees fulfillment. And honestly, many painful seasons begin breaking attachments people didn't even realize controlled them. Suddenly, the things they depended on emotionally start shaking. And now they must decide, what truly holds my life together? Psalm 62 verse 1 says, "Truly my soul finds rest in God." Rest in God, not merely circumstances. And here's what most people miss. Pain often deepens faith because it reveals the weakness of temporary foundations. Things fail, people disappoint, plans collapse, but God remains. That realization creates spiritual depth comfort rarely produces. And honestly, some of you pray differently now because suffering taught you dependence. Not surface-level faith, real dependence. That's growth. Even if the process felt painful. But the transformation becomes even deeper here. Number 6, you no longer see pain as meaningless. This changes your entire perspective. At first, suffering feels random, cruel, pointless, unfair. But growth slowly changes how you interpret pain. You begin recognizing that difficult seasons can produce wisdom, discernment, strength, and transformation. Romans 8:28 says, "In all things God works for the good of those who love Him." All things, even betrayal, even delay, even grief, even painful chapters that still hurt to remember. That doesn't mean suffering itself is good. It means God can redeem it. And honestly, many spiritually mature people stop asking only, "Why is this happening?" They start asking, "What is God producing through this?" That question changes everything, because now pain becomes process, not just punishment. And some of the seasons you once hated may eventually become the seasons that transformed you most deeply. But now we reach the final sign, and this one is the deepest of all. Number 7, you are becoming stronger without becoming harder. This is rare because many people survive pain but lose tenderness. They stop trusting, stop loving deeply, stop opening their heart. Why? Because hardness feels safer than vulnerability. But real growth does something different. It strengthens you without destroying your ability to love. That's powerful. Jesus experienced rejection, betrayal, suffering, and pain. Yet he still loved deeply, still forgave, still showed compassion, still remained tender-hearted. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another." Compassionate, even after suffering. And honestly, this may be the greatest evidence of spiritual growth through pain. You survived difficult seasons without letting darkness fully change who you are. You became wiser, not colder, more discerning, not hateful, stronger, not cruel. That matters deeply, because pain often tempts people toward emotional numbness. But God's goal is not to turn you into someone who feels nothing. His goal is to make you stronger while keeping your heart alive. That's transformation. So let's go back to James 1:12. "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial." Perseveres. That means growth often happens while enduring, not escaping. And honestly, many people underestimate how much strength they already developed through painful seasons. The fact that you still believe after disappointment matters. The fact that you still love after heartbreak matters. The fact that you still hope after delay matters. That is evidence of growth, because pain could have destroyed your faith completely. Yet somehow God kept rebuilding you through the process. And hear this carefully. Growing through pain does not mean you never struggle emotionally. It means the struggle is transforming you instead of defining you. You're becoming deeper, wiser, more grounded, more dependent on God, more emotionally aware. That's growth, even when it feels slow. And maybe the season you've been fighting emotionally is the very season God is using to shape your soul most powerfully. Because transformation rarely happens in comfort. It happens in surrender, endurance, refinement, faith. One day, you may look back at this painful chapter and realize it created strength inside you that easy seasons never could have produced. That's how God works. He brings growth out of suffering, wisdom out of pain, strength out of endurance, not instantly, but deeply. So if you're hurting right now, don't assume nothing good is happening. Some of the deepest growth in your life may still be invisible. Roots grow underground before trees rise visibly, and hidden growth still matters. If this message spoke to you, if you believe God is transforming your pain into strength, type growing in the comments. Not because the process has been easy, but because you refuse to let pain destroy who God is shaping you to become. And remember this, pain can break you or become the place where God rebuilds you stronger than before.